One. It feels so great on stage on day 2 at our new home, isn't it? So amazing. Thank you so much, Mr. John Sebuma. Let's give a round of applause for Mr. John Sebuma for the wonderful work. Oh, thank you so much. My name is Edmond. He has already said it. I'm a pharmacist, medical personnel. I've worked in the industry. I'm super proud to be medical personnel because I help so many people. I also come from west of the Nile. I am a Luo man. I love to be Luo. I am a Luo man. I come from west of the Nile. And I am so happy to be the one training you today because the training of today is actually the #1 training every other person needs around the world. Are we together? Are we together? Are you ready, team? Yes. OQATA, OQATA. Yes, thank you so much. I'm not going to really take much of our time. I'm going to dash straight into our training. And our heading says, let's read together. No health without mental health. Absolutely, if you're not having any sound mind, if you're not okay upstairs, if your wires up there are not connected, trust me, there's not going to be what? Health for you. Are you together? As we're going to be discussing today, there's so many related factors, so many connected factors to other diseases led by mental disorders. Are you together? #1, let's get a preview of what it's all about. Those 3 gentlemen and many more others, that is Prince M, Patel, not our Patel here, please, and also Philip and Rachman. In 2007, they said, and they suggested that about 14% of the global burden of disease has been attributed to neuropsychiatric disorders, mostly due to the chronically disabling nature of depression and other common mental disorder, for example, like alcohol abuse and substance abuse disorders and other psychosis. These are conditions of the mind. These are mentally related conditions. They could be very tough terms, they could be very complicated terms, but what matters most is the concept of how a sound mind can relate to your health. Are you together? Let's go ahead and see. They're also saying from the global burden of disease, they have reported that the contribution of mental disorder to other disease burdens, the report showed that psychiatric conditions account for up to 1/4 of all disability adjusted life year, and up to 1/3 those attributed to non-communicable diseases. Do you know the non-communicable diseases? #1, #2, #3, and on and on and on and on. Are you together? Although the size of the contribution varies between countries and also according to level of what? According to level of what? That is the reason why we have to also work so hard. Chances are the level of your income can be low and can affect your what? Your mind. Are you together? For example, let's say in Uganda, you might find the level of mental condition, mentally ill patients are higher because the level of income is what? It's low. They're also saying the neuropsychiatric conditions that contribute the most to disability adjusted life year are mental disorder, especially unipolar and bipolar. These are terms that are mentally related conditions. Unipolar is a complete withdrawal from anything to do with the world. In fact, it's complete depression. Are we together? And meanwhile, the bipolar is now the fluctuation, is the mood swing. If you're one person who is having a mood swing, in the morning you're excited, in the evening you're gloomy, late in the night probably maybe you feel like you don't have to leave. Are you together? So look around yourself. Say, do you have bipolar or you have unipolar? Can you say to your neighbor, do you have a bipolar or you have a unipolar? So I don't expect you to be having any of those. Reason being, we are in an excited and an environment that can actually tune our what? Our mind. Let's go ahead and see. What has some of the studies, what are the results of some of the studies that have been what? Been done. They're saying contribution of mental health problems to other diseases. Do we relate? In that you're saying, what would it be like if I am mentally okay to my other physical conditions? And what would it be like if I am mentally unwell? What impact is it having in my what? In my life. Okay? I want us to see carefully and say, number one, let's look at down. Cancer. It has a percentage of how many? Yes. And we also having cardiovascular, how many? Do you know cardiovascular diseases? Yes. Number one, number two, and many more others, isn't it? And it's saying for it to contribute how many percentage? And then there's what we call sense organ impairment. How many percentage? Other non-communicable diseases contributes to how many? 7%. Respiratory diseases. Do you know some of the respiratory diseases? Number one. Number two. Number three. How about cough? Cough is also near what? Respiratory disease. Are we together? And they contribute up to 8%. Digestive disorders. Who is giving out colon detox? Who is giving out colon detox? You know why we are giving colon detox? Because of digestive conditions. Are we together? Oh, we're looking forward for what? For a better digestive health. But we're saying they also contribute about 6% of our what? Of our disease, or of our what? Of our conditions that we struggle with. And we're also saying there's what we call musculoskeletal disorder. Contributes how many? You realize even what we have, even the products we have, are now structuring what? Those conditions. What kind of, which product do you think you could suggest? These guys are actually ahead of my what? Of my training. You get the point? They're ahead of my training. So any condition to do with musculoskeletal, they're combining both the muscle and the what? And the skeletal, which are the bones. Isn't it? Are we together? Are you ready, team? Are we connecting the dots? They're saying that says up to how many percentage? 4%. Endocrine, 4%. But let's get back to the main point today. Are you together? They're saying neuropsychiatric disorders contribute to how many percentage? 28%. Are you together? And that means if you're not focusing on your mental health today, chances are all those conditions will rotate around you. Are we together? You'll see all those conditions will be rotating around you. You have a mental health conditions, cardiovascular is going to come in. You have a mental health condition, endocrine is going to be affected. Your digestive system will get down. Respiratory system will get down. There's what we call opportunistic infection. Because of so many combination of diseases on you, you find the minor ones that even when your body immunity was supposed to fight them off, they're unable to fight. And they keep doing what? Piling one after the other. And what makes that happen like that? All that happens because of the contribution of what? Of the mental health condition or the neuropsychiatric disorder, which contributes over 28%. So it gives us a light. It gives us a red light that at any one point, are we focusing on the mental health conditions? Are the products you're recommending, are you giving out to a mentally related person? Are you giving out to somebody to just twist their mindset? Are we together? To change their thoughts, to change how they react to the environment, to change how they coexist with their people. That should be some of our products. And all those conditions, they're lined up here. We have what we call schizophrenia. I'm not going to go deeper into this. We have what we call unipolar. I think I've talked about that. We have what called bipolar, dementia. Who understand what dementia is? It's a perfect. Thank you so much. Let's give you a round of applause for him. That was a great one. This is basically a memory loss, but it's mostly associated with old age. Are you together? We are aging. Even if we take anti-aging what products, there's going to be that time where we're going to do what? We're definitely going to age. But if you don't prepare yourself for your old age, chances are these diseases will catch up with you. Are you together? Are you ready, team? Are you ready, team? Amazing. We're also looking at substance use and alcohol. That those who genuinely take alcohol for the sake of fun, for the sake of being with friends, but then there are those who abuse them. Like they purely abuse the alcohol and also other substances like cocaine, and mention them. Are you together? They also contribute to what you call those neuropsychiatric conditions. We also have what you call other mental disorder, 3%. Then there's what you call epilepsy. You understand what epilepsy is? That one. You get the point. This is a condition that, number one, it can be from families, can run in what? In generations. But again, because of some of other factors, it can contribute so much to what? To your other health conditions. And we're also having other neurological disorders and then other neuropsychiatric disorders. So when you look at all this, you realize that we should have been giving probably maybe 90% of our attention to a mental related conditions. Are you together? So from now on, the moment you're managing somebody with weight, I know there's a bouncing ambassador somewhere watching me. If you're managing your weight, if you're managing somebody with colon problems, if you're looking for the liver, if you're looking for general immunity, don't ever forget about the psychiatric or the mental health related conditions. Because when you solve that one problem, chances are you're going to be solving how many? So many more other problems. Are you ready, team? Perfect. What are some of the major mental health problems we have? We could be saying mental health related problems, people who are mad. In fact, the local people, we call them mad people, isn't it? The moment you see a madman around you, you just look left, look right, say, which direction should I take? You get the point? Because of fear of people who are mentally what? Who are mentally ill. We have what you call anxiety disorders. A number of people struggle with this disorder, but they do not know that they have them. You get the point? Then you also have depression. So many people are having issues at their homes. Marriages are breaking up. School fees, relationships, business not working out. And the end result is what? Stress. From stress to depression. From depression to what you call a major depression. And when you get to a major depression, chances are the level of your relapse are more frequent and often. Are you together? Anything that upsets you puts you in that situation. And you know what happens? I think I was out moving with my upline. So we reached at a point when I was coming to work that morning around. How many of you come from that side of Kawempe? Kawempe, Tula. So after the Reham company, there was just a small space like that. This gentleman, very early in the morning, at 7 in the morning, I saw people gather around there. I was, what's happening here? Kumbe, this gentleman has already hanged himself on a tree. And this is something that happened about 3 days ago. You get the point? So the number one cause of such incidences are what we call stress or depression. You get the point? It could be a very small thing, very small. Maybe someone is demanding like 50,000. Someone is demanding like 100,000. Maybe the family has not eaten that night. And this person loses control over themselves. And the only thought that runs in their mind is, I have to commit suicide. You get the point? And that's what you call depression. So what happens? Us, as the pioneers, us as the promoters of health, we should look into this and say, what can we do to change things around? How can we help people to change their minds? How can we help people to solve their small problems? We have bipolar. I talked about bipolar. It's having the mood swing. In the morning, somebody's excited. In the evening, there's low mood. You wake up in the morning, you reach here, I was like, what happened? Did you fight in your sleep? And like, no, I didn't fight in my sleep, but the dreams were terrible. Get the point? But now, you realize somebody gets into what you call bipolar. Dissocial disorder. This should not be part of this organization. I wouldn't expect somebody, people are in a cell for you are sitting and facing the other opposite direction. You get the point? So if such a thing happened, you should realize, keep noticing what is happening with this person. Is this person fine? You should be at a key point to understand what is this person's problem. You get the point? So let's go ahead. I will say there's what we call post-traumatic stress disorder. Post-traumatic stress disorder is like post-trauma. Anything that can happen to you. Could have been maybe, let's say, what happened recently in Chichezi. Who knows about that? You get the point? I imagine you've lost all your relatives, and you're the only person surviving. What happens to you is stress. Are you together? You end up into stress, and that's what we call post-traumatic stress disorder. It's a disorder that comes after stress. I imagine a mother is giving birth, and all of a sudden, this mother loses a baby. You get the point? This is something that comes after. People who are in war zone, you get the point? You've lost all your relatives. That's what we call post-traumatic stress disorder. A fatal accident, just a mere seeing a fatal accident alone, is very dangerous. You get the point? But before we know it, we are going to be focusing on only the physical conditions. We're going to be focusing, okay, maybe you have to reduce on your weight. Maybe the tummy is big, I want to cut off the tummy. Maybe my muscle is paining and this and that. But we're forgetting the main part, that is what? The mind. And not focusing on the mind. There's also what you call schizophrenia. Then there's eating disorder. Eating disorder comes in a way that you can overly eat. Are you together? And all the time you feel like, I have to do what? You have to be eating. But again, it can be on the opposite side, that you completely don't want to eat. And it is the mind telling you it is useless to do what? To eat. And you do that over and over and over until it takes you. Are you together? Those are eating disorders. Then there's what we call disruptive behavior, neurodevelopmental behaviors as well. Disorders, I mean. These are some of the major conditions that happens, or maybe could be happening in children and also in adults. But again, let's look at this. Mental illness in children. Are you together? I want us to relate this, that whatever adults struggle with, children as well do the same. Okay? And we're saying mental illness in children is when a child's typical learning behavior or emotional regulation is significantly altered. Causing what? Causing distress and making it difficult to do what? Daily function becomes altered. They cannot perform very well. I always give this example. When you get time, don't only go to Tempe for the beach, don't go to Jinja for tour. Get time and go to Butabika. How many of you know where Butabika is? Yes. Get to Butabika. Don't just stop at the gates. You get the point? Get straight inside and see what is happening there. You will see how difficult the life of this young child is. You see how hard it is for this adult person to take up with life. You will see how hard it is for them to just communicate. And that's what happened with mental conditions. But we have the solution. In that, before we can take this person to that level, are we able to focus on the mind so that we're able to reduce the physical conditions? We've talked about epilepsy. We've talked about depression. Then there's what you call autism. There are aspiring parents here. Justin, congratulations. A round of applause for Justin. She's the next parent. Are you ready, team? Are you ready, team? Autism. Autism is one of the worst conditions a child would ever want to be in. And it's the worst condition you as a parent would want your child to experience. You would never understand what they want. You can never outstand their tantrums. You can never understand what they want. And that is with autism. But how does this come about? Because of some of the factors that we are unable to control. And yet when we cap them today, tomorrow, the other day, chances are they might never repeat themselves. And that's with autism. We've talked about anxiety disorder, attention deficit hyperactive disorder. You tell a child, I don't know, there's nobody I can give an example as a child here. There's no young baby here. You tell a child something, they can never attend to what you're talking about. They are always opposite to what you're suggesting. They are opposing your suggestion all the time. Their attention-seeking behaviors are extremely altered. Also, we talked about eating disorder and then also PTSD. Now, let's get back to the point. We are saying the top reasons to supplement in relation to what? Mental-related conditions. And we're saying you've switched to, number one, eating a healthy whole food-based diet, isn't it? Waking up in the morning, do your chapati, which is okay. Lunchtime, do mainly beans and portion, which is so okay. And also saying you've reduced on stress level. Everybody's stressed. But then you've reduced on the level of your stress. And you've upped your exercises. And you've started getting more what? More sleep, isn't it? Are we together? I don't expect the more sleep to happen from here. Are you ready, team? Are you ready, team? Not because you're saying you'll get more sleep, you'll start sleeping from here, isn't it? And you're saying, you may be thinking, I'm doing everything right. So why would I need to supplement? I'm eating well, sleeping well, I'm not stressed, I make a small income, everything is okay. But why would I supplement? Now some of the reasons. There are nutritional gaps in our diet. I want to take a look at the downer photo. And they've given you the arrow of the nutritional gap. And then the other balance is the nutrients we get in the food we eat every day. But we're saying, even when you're very strict about eating a well-balanced diet, we often fall short of that nutritionally. No matter how full the plate is, no matter how half it is, about a third, about three-quarters, whichever, we fall short of that nutritionally. The average diet leaves a lot to be what? To be desired. Chances are you could be doing a well-fried food, you could be eating so well and you have this and that. But the level of oil is actually as though they've poured it using a cup. Are you together? So you would say, I'm eating a well-balanced what? Supplement can be useful for filling what? That gap. Are you understanding the reason as to why now we should supplement? Supplement can fill the what? The gap. And we're also saying, research finds out that plates lacking in a number of essential nutrients. Supplement also gives us a strong immunity. Now, leave alone because there is that gap, but then it also boosts our what? Our immunity. Okay? And also, very important, listen to this. Very, very important that certain groups of people may do what? May need higher level of certain nutrients. Are we together? Are we already a team? Which are some of these categories of people? Number one. Pardon? Women, the elderly, pregnant mothers, breastfeeding mothers. That's a breastfeeding mother. She has said it right. A round of applause for her. More people with like people whose immunities have gone so low, people with chronic conditions, breastfeeding mothers, maybe mental ill patients, people like every other categories of people. Are you together? Those people automatically need supplement. Do you know why when pregnant mother goes to the hospital, they give you that red tablets, folic acid? Who knows that? I mean, folic acid, ferrous sulfate. A pregnant mother would understand that they give. Why do they give? There's a baby growing in this what? A fetus growing in this mother's womb. So you need to supplement. That anything you're taking is now divided into how many? Into two. Now we have a reason to supplement. There is this elderly mother, elderly lady who has grown so old. You realize the older we become, our immunity gets where? Down. So we have reasons to supplement. Somebody with chronic conditions, let's say in this case HIV, or maybe cancer, or even maybe hypertension, or even talk about maybe diabetes. This person's immunity definitely gets lower. Their immunity is already compromised. Chances are they're going to get more infections, what you call opportunistic infections, because their immunity is down. So we have all that reason to do what? Supplement. So it's not a reason for you to think and say, no, I don't know people to give this to. Find out. Check with them. Do you have these categories of people around you? What have you given them? What if we suggest this? What do you think? Are you together? So that's some of the reasons and now the nutritional gaps that you're what? You're failing to meet up. And for that matter, I bring you one of the best product in this case. Why did I have to choose to bring this from? Can we read it together? Once again. Super what? Super focus. Just from the statement and the word, super focus. Super focus has another name. Just like you'd say Najuko. Najuko? Farida. You get the point? In this case, we are saying Farida. But Farida has another what? Are you together? Can you read another name of what? Of super focus? Bacopa Monieri. It's a scientific name. It's a surname, yes. You know, when they say surname and what? Another name, you first say, which one is my surname? And every time you don't get used to that. I don't know whether it is only me. But anyway, that aside. So, today, I want us to deeply understand what this super focus is at. What does it do? Where does it come from? How can I use it to help what? The community around me. Do we all know super focus? Do you know all know super focus? Where's the ambassador of our super focus? She's at school. She should be here to talk about what? Her products. Okay, now this is amazing. Let's go ahead. We are going to be talking about it in detail. And mark it and understand it and make use of it. Let's go ahead. We are saying BM, Bacopa Monieri, known as super focus. I can say that. Also known as Brahmi in what? In Hindi. I don't know how many of us can speak that language. You'll interpret for us. And also called what? Water what? Water high soap in English. So get on your Google at your free time, type water high soap. And you see very amazing plant like that. So nice. You can plant it at your house, plant it at home. It can grow along the showers of the lake, can grow in muddy places, can like so great. But thrives so much where there's a lot of what? Water. And you're saying is a perennial creeping herb with small leaves, white or purple flowers. According to these gentlemen, in 2004, it is used for treatment of what? Can we mention that together? Treatment of what? You remember we talked about epilepsy somewhere? It can also be used for what? Are we together? It can also be used for what? Now you understand what to give, isn't it? Aha. And also Bacopa Munyeri has been used in promoting what? Mental health. Are you together? Now you understand that matches we are fighting the mental health, which is the most percentage that is contributing to our condition. Now we have something to give out. And also, we are saying, what is in this what? Super focus. What does it contain? We are saying Bacopa Munyeri, which is the super focus. The Bacopa Munyeri is the active ingredient. Or it is this plant. But again, it has the fresh one, it has the leaves, it has the stems, isn't it? It has the roots. Who is saying it looks like grasshoppers? People can't. No, wait. Does it look like a grasshopper? Somebody is just craving grasshopper. And we're saying analysis of bacosides. Now, bacosides are what has been extracted from the Bacopa Munyeri. Are you together? A is various parts of Bacopa Munyeri reveal that variability and was highest in what? In stolon. Who knows what a stolon is? Who knows what a stolon is? A stolon is like a stem of what? So what you're seeing is not actually grasshoppers, but rather the stems of Bacopa Munyeri and the dried ones. For whoever is looking forward for what? For grasshopper, please, let's wait for November. And we're saying it is highest in the stems. And also, look at how fresh this can be. Look at how amazing. What was the description of the what? Of the leaves? They are small. With which type of flowers? Purple and what? And this is exactly what it is. This is our product. And you're saying Bacopa Munyeri is now lowest in what? In the leaves. So that means you have all the reason to focus on where? On the stems. Are you together? And that is how we get the content of Bacopa Munyeri. So what are some of the benefits? It has got a million benefits. So many. Out of what you know, there's so many more others that we can get out of this. And we're saying the aging of a global population has increased the prevalence of neurodegenerative conditions. So we're saying BM in this case is a herb with active ingredient of bacoside. I told you where bacoside is coming from. And also many more others that has been associated. But the saying, it demonstrates that the potential for the brain health, according to this gentleman in 2000 and what? 2012. This product has demonstrated a very high potential in improving what? Brain health. Okay? So we've understood how we struggle with mental health related conditions. We've understood probably some of the causes. Now we're looking forward to what can we do to curb this. And remember, the moment we solve that problem alone, we can be solving more than 100 problems. Are you together? Are you ready, team? Are you ready, team? in. We're also saying this systematic review aims to project BM's beneficial role in the brain disorder. I'm focusing about brain. Why? Because I'm looking for how best can we say, if it is not the best of the mental health, how best can we get rid of other conditions? So let's get rid of mental health so that we're able to get rid of what? Other conditions as well. So we're saying, number one benefit, what does it do? Improves emotional health. We are so much emotionally affected by different things. And our emotional effects or our emotional breakdown will definitely lead us into something else. And we're also saying cognitive function. Who understand cognitive function? Is actually the ability of the mind to function and coordinate things right. The cognitive function. Then, can we read that together? Once again? Anhedonia. Anhedonia is a condition where there is complete withdrawal from pleasure. There's music playing. What is the trending music, Farida? So there's music playing in the background. Other people are dancing. But you find yourself isolated somewhere in the washroom alone. So much unhappy. That is that condition. Then hyperactivity. Anything, you react with it like as though the heaven is going to fall. Sleep routine. People are going to sleep at 9 or 10, you're awake. By 2 a.m., they tap on you, said, hello, how are you? You said, I'm fine. 2 a.m. Are you together? 6 a.m., you're here. It comes the time of training, 9 a.m., you want to take a nap. How are you altering your sleep? So you find at some point your sleep is altered for some reasons. But then we are saying because of this BM or Bacopa Monieri, you're able to what? To retrieve your sleep orders. Are you together? Depression, we've talked about that. Stress related. Attention deficit, we talked about that in children. Learning problems. We all know superfocus, isn't it? We know superfocus, right? What does it do? If it were not because of this, what happens? What has the manufacturer said? Memory perfects. Memory what? Retention in kids. I do not know whether some of us have already taken superfocus, but I see somewhere somehow concentration is also getting down. From here, all you're seeing the back of your friend. But the moment you turn, you might see them sleeping. Are you together? So somehow you might also need what? Thank you. You've prescribed for yourself. Okay. We also say it boosts what? Impulsivity. Who understand what impulsivity? Impulse. Are you together? And moreover, you say it can reduce the level of pro-inflammatory, biomarker, and oxidative stress. What product do we give for as an antioxidant? Detoxification. Thank you. Those two are enough. Okay, even that too much. So one of those products can actually detoxify your body. But again, studies have shown that super focus can also detoxify. Are you together? And also, it has also been highlighted that BM provides a notable therapeutic benefit and can serve as a complementary approach to the care of patients with neurodegenerative condition associated with brain disorders. If you notice carefully, superfocus is more related to the mind, more related to the brain, more related to the what? Are we together? Are you ready, team? Yeah. Do we have a reason now we can give superfocus? It is number one product. For some reason, if it should be the mother product, I would even think of super focus. We have preparations, the dosages, how to take them. I think one thing that I did not include here is stress. I did not stretch it so much, especially to the adults. We are the people who are most affected by stress. And stress can be association of so many different things getting together. You're looking forward to see you running away from picking a rope and putting on your neck. Are you together? Choosing to jump in front of a moving vehicle. Are you together? Choosing to go and buy a multiple of medicine and take at once to take away your life. If that is what we have to avoid, the only number one source should be super focus. And you should be able to identify it as early as you can. And we're saying this super focus is formulated in a very soft gel gummy. If you've ever tasted it, very, very crunchy, very soft, very amazing, and most of it all, it is sweet. It is never even like supplement. Have you ever taken Andro tea? Andro tea is a supplement and oh, it doesn't feel good. Yeah, he knows it. I even open the capsule. You know, sometimes I love to taste and feel like, okay, what is it in? I even open the capsule, I'm like, let me try it without the what? Without the capsule, what? I poured it in my mouth. Oh, it was bitter. Yes. But that is for Andro tea. Meanwhile, with super focus, it is so soft. You should also be in position to hide it away from the children. In fact, even hide it away from yourself. Because before even you go outside the door, you feel like, let me go and get one more. Are you together? Because of how nice and soft it is. But we're having a recommended dosage. You're saying children above how many years? About 4 years. Yeah, Farida, you'll ask me a question later. Children above 4 years. You can give how many capsules? How many gels? 2 per day. But again, you can also adjust it accordingly. You could be managing a condition. You said, okay, please, this person probably maybe is so much degenerated, like so much having of the mental related condition, is so wasted. Why not? Let's adjust the dosage depending on how the condition is. Are you together? So we are saying 2 gummies can be enough for a day. You can do it in divided doses in the morning and in the evening. You can do it maybe in the evening alone too, or you can do it in the morning alone too. Okay? And that's it. For more information, we can get it from those scholars. These are very amazing gentlemen who studied this, who researched, and found out that the BM we are talking about, the Bacopa Monieri, has scientifically proven right that whatever has been listed down actually does exactly what it should do. Are you together? So you can get it. You have it on your system. You can always download, copy that, paste it, and you're going to find all this information for further studies. Thank you so much for listening to me. It has been a pleasure having you and attending the training. I always love 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 questions to make sure I clear the air. You might be having a question that, you know what, no, it was not covered in the training, but I need this clarification. Are we together? So thank you so much for everyone who has attended.